We got an injury on the field right now, folks. That's not how we'd like to start a stream, especially when it's a key player on that Florida defensive line that has been putting out a fight all game. I will say the offense, we finally did see some life from them. Unfortunately, it was not until mid to late in the third quarter. And I don't know. Right here, it looks like the possible chance of a Florida upset that was a brief little spark we could all attach ourselves to might be flickered out here. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the game. We're in the middle of an injury timeout right now. I will say the performance from a certain Lagway just on the first drive we really saw any life from them was more total yards of offense than they'd had the entire game up until that point, which is a absurd statistic to state, but it is what it is. I think if that team right there would have showed up in the beginning, this game would absolutely be different because Carson Beck has not impressed me in any way this game. This has been the first game of the season that I would say my Carson Beck stock is starting to decline, whereas up until this point, every week he's been impressing me a little bit. But right here, just doesn't seem to be all there mentally. And every single time the camera has flashed to him, it has been a moment that looks like pure despair. Now, whether that's by design to hype it all up, and there's been a lot of gleeful moments, I don't know. But from the way this has been presented to me, the viewer, you're only seeing this kind of distracted, disoriented, and very much despondent young lad not getting his crap together. But Lagway still just working through it, man. Really going out there and putting up the fight that you would like to see. Unfortunately, sorry, I was just making sure. I didn't want to make a statement and not be able to back it up. I wanted to give a quick shout out to certain Lenoris Sellers, who is a sleeper Heisman candidate from the SEC out of the South Carolina Gamecock squad. And he had a stellar game against the Missouri Tigers. The Missouri Tigers, of course, emerged victorious, as many people predicted our alpha team, alpha male squad would prevail. Hold on, what a touchdown there. That is one of those classic leaps. You are definitely going to be seeing some highlight reels of that, folks. That's a Chamar Brown. It's a 1 yard rush touchdown, but it looks like he got about 4 yards of traffic in the air travel there. That was crazy. Leaping touchdown. Love to see it. Back to the Lenoris Sellers sat there. So he ended up with 302 yards passing, and that's averaging over 10 yards a throw. Still had the 2 touchdowns. They spread it out. They got some more, a little bit of rushing done. They tried to. He had Matt Fuller averaging out with 3.5 yards there. Pretty solid dude. Didn't get as many touches as you'd like to see, of course, because Missouri themselves had to stand out there. Of course, they were a mostly run-dominant team led by a number 29, Mr. Hardy, which is no surprise. That is a young brick house right there who is always going to be charging down. He had 23 carries, ended up getting 138 yards and a touchdown. Jamal Roberts got another touchdown there too. No interceptions, by the way, from Lenoris Sellers. Important fact there. Big game that this channel has been very much in support of would be the Indiana-Illinois squad. Indiana, of course, showing out there. Good tip right there by the Florida D. And Mendoza with 267 yards passing. Now, he's another name that's been coming up in the Heisman talks. As soon as Brian gets in here, that's one that I'm going to kick around with him, see what he likes to see, what he's vibing on with that right there. The Illinois squad, I've been saying, has been overrated since the first episode that we had here. And this game's showing out. Now, I'm not saying they are a team that can't put anything out, but I think they absolutely have been given a lot more credit than is due to them. That being said, this was no powder puff game. This was absolutely a tough game for Indiana, and Indiana absolutely crushed. 53 points. Holy cow, folks. That is truly phenomenal. This is one you're going to be hearing about all week. Now, Miami's, they've broadened that lead that they have. That's 19-7, 12-point lead. At this point, it does not look like it's in the cards. So that brief spark we had for a Florida Gators comeback has faded. Boom, boom, boom. Moment of silence. Still have to hand it. The Florida defense has really shown out this game. Solid performance there. I think I've mentioned to every one of the linemen throughout our live stream at this point here. Hold on, folks. Let me add another clown to the show for you there.
Got my red nose on just for you.
Well, thank you, sir. I was just running through some of the Heisman hopefuls, we'll say. That
Okay.
Illinois quarterback had a standout game I was going through. And he's someone that I absolutely think has a very solid shot at being in the NFL next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Mendoza. He put up 267 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they beat him by 53 points. And somebody was been saying Illinois is a little overrated for a while.
Well, somebody's been preaching up Indiana since week 0, baby. So,
the Hoosiers are a solid squad. I made a point to say that. I was saying that this was no powder puff game. This was absolutely supposed to be a tough game. Indiana just executed where they needed to.
They're better, man. They got a better coach. They have better schemes, we'll say, and those players believe.
Well, like Mendoza, like I said, that sleeper candidate, I think he will absolutely be in the talks this week. He was 21 for 23. I mean, those are good numbers.
That's pretty good. That's like my boy Ty Simpson, man. He's really tightened up that all of that, man. He's making good decisions, and I like to see those quarterbacks develop like that. It's good to see them come along the way they're supposed to.
Right. Now, my only complaint with Mendoza is he's not necessarily a running quarterback. I like a quarterback that does have that option they can provide to the team. He did have one stellar rush in that game, and it was a 14-yard run, and he picked up the first down for it. So when he needs to, he can make it happen. That's always good to see. Like to see it a little more, though.
That's important to a quarterback these days because the game has obviously changed about what you expect out of a quarterback. Having your TB12s back there and your Peyton Mannings, that's kind of I would like to see some quarterbacks come to that, to where they just, no matter what defense is there, they're going to read it and they're going to make the right decision. They don't got to run, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's turned into, I have got to be able to get 5 yards if I need 5 yards on a 3rd and 5. If it's not there and it's not a run play, these guys got to be able to trot around the edge or do whatever they got to without, breaking an ACL off or getting completely hammered or concussed or whatever. You have to have that ability. You can't be that little fragile in the pocket guy. You got to be able to put your nose down and get some yards sometimes.
So DJ Lagway, we saw Florida Gators get a little spark. I even quoted it on our X account. I threw it up there because I heard the announcer say it was the first time they saw any life in the Gators.
Mm-hmm.
And they had this one solid drive. And you'll notice Lagway had a run and a helmet-to-helmet contact. He hit the other dude in the side, and he went right off the field. But from that point on, Lagway was not where he needed to be again. I think he absolutely kind of got his noggin dinged a little too hard there and was thrown off. But I think we did see that they were capable. We saw that the Florida Gators squad does have the talent that can operate as a team unit on offense and make something happen, which is the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, it's been a tough go, man. It's just, Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So it feels like Florida just keeps getting punched in the mouth. Like they come in with a game plan, we're going to do X, Y, Z, and it's just not taking place, man.
Not pretty.
It's not happening. It's just ugly stuff, you know.
Mm.
So where are we at here? I literally watched Miami score, and I was like, all right, I better hop in.
Well, I mean, I was trying to find something positive to say about the Florida offense that was outside of that one drive, and I haven't been able to find it. I will say Lagway's been targeting Wilson the most. He's had 4 targets for him. Of course, only one of those actually resulted in a catch.
Right. Yeah, you kind of watch the wind come out of all the Florida sails when they trotted in for that last one, man. And you know, now they're just plug it, chug it football. We're gonna run this clock out, and it
Well, right
seems to
now
be what's gonna happen.
the win probability for the Florida Gators is 0.01. So
those are
I know
tough
you're not a
odds, Cotton.
statistic major, but that's
That's going to take some doing. Yeah, I mean, you got a 12-point spread, 2:52 left in the game.
you'd like to have seen them at least put some more points on there right there in that
Well,
last drive, but
I was really looking for them to score last time they had the ball, and it just fizzled right out, didn't it?
I think you saw Billy Napier get sweaty and make the decision to not go for it on that 4th down when they'd been successful on their 4th down conversions at this point, you know. And I think that signaled to the team that there was not there was not the faith in them. And once again,
they said,
nothing
"Let's
since
go
that
home."
point.
Yep.
Yeah, they said, "All right, you don't believe in me. I'm not gonna do anything for you then, so bye."
It's weird how that works, you know, when you can smell the it's weird to say distrust, but just, you know, you got to have a belief in a football team. You know, I don't care if it's, you know, we're on the 3rd string running back and we got the 4th string quarterback who it's a 1-point game. We just got to put our noses down and get this, you know, when there's
Right.
none of that even kind of mentality anymore. These guys are already looking at next season, I think. And I think we just watched it happen. You know what I mean? I think if they had a fought and maybe made this a little bit more of a game right here, and we'd be talking about, oh my God, they're tied and blah blah blah. But yeah, I just watched the whole air come out of that stadium as soon as they got that touchdown. Man, it was just that was the nail, man. I really do think so.
Just they need to get rid of Billy. Napier
That's a
is out.
shame.
Napier is out. Fun
Yeah, I
stat
think
for
that's
the University
solid
of.
take.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying I'm thinking that's a very solid take at this point, man. And it's unfortunate because I think Napier is a good assistant somewhere. I think he can do a football team good, but it's shown that he's not doing that great as a head guy. And maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's he can't corral the players, maybe he can't get the faith he needs from the donors. I don't know, but it's not turned out well. And I mean, we touched on, I think, week 0 or week 1 about how horrible their schedule was going to be, and they had to come out and, you know, make something of it, and they have just been a freaking punching bag, man.
Yeah, made something of it. They have not.
No.
But it's important to note, I've said it a few times, Carson Beck has not done anything at all to impress me this game. This has been the first game all season that my Carson Beck stock has decreased.
And you know how I feel about him. So, and
right.
I agree with you 100%. I feel like this game, he turned into a game manager instead of going out here and doing what Miami should have done, which is beat the living crap out of Florida, who's already struggling. And they didn't do that. They've let these guys hang around until what, 4 minutes left in the game?
Right. It's every time the camera has panned to him, you're not seeing any kind of charismatic leader, which is typically what you want to see out of a Heisman candidate. You're seeing a pouty boy, you know, little titty baby.
You're seeing him from Georgia last year when he
Right.
was just pouting and bitching. And that's why I don't like this guy. I don't see the Troy Aikman mentality. To go back to my Cowboys, Troy Aikman just wanted to win. He didn't care how, he didn't care who was around him. As long as everybody is giving 100%, we're all into this together. Let's play football. Let's win. I don't care if you got to poke that guy's eye out. We're going to win. I don't get that from him, man. I just get, I'm here. I've got some good players around me. I'm going to try to do my thing. I've never gotten the leader of men thing from Sid the Sloth. I'm sorry. I've never gotten that. He's a good quarterback, but I'm not going to give him credit until he starts doing all the checking boxes for me. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to give him credit. Like last week, he did a great job, phenomenal job. And I just gritted my teeth and said, yeah, he did a good job, whatever. But I was expecting him to come out and continue that. And I have not seen that in the least.
What about from the Auburn-Oklahoma game? We can retouch on that with their quarterback situation. The Mateer being the lead Heisman candidate, potentially no longer after this week. I mean, once again, not particularly impressive, not what you want to see. I mean, hell, Arch is looking pretty solid. I mean, granted, they are playing, a team that you would absolutely say is one of those little powder puff teams. But
Right.
He's doing what you're supposed to do there, and he's looking good, do it, and he's solid. It's what you want to see. I believe in Arch if he maintains that throughout the season. If he has his mojo, if he's got over whatever little stinger shoulder injury he had going on and is
Get him
through that
healthy.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get him healthy. No, Mateer, I touched on that on the halftime deal, man. I did not see that guy. It's the same. He's getting into the same breath as me as Carson Beck. I'm not seeing that guy mentality out of him. I
Right.
feel like when the players around you are not doing what they're not what they're supposed to do, but they're not shining out, they're not catching the ball, they're not making the yard, they're not making the play. If you're that guy, you take that on your back and you make sure no matter what's happening, we're going down and we're going to make this happen. And I saw a little bit of flash of that in the fourth quarter from him. And, they obviously won the game but I'm not sold on Mateer, man. I think when they play Bama, we're going to figure out who Mateer is. Bama's got a legit defense. We're younger, but those boys
Well,
have
hey, don't sleep
come
on
along.
Auburn's defense. Auburn's defense is a very solid squad.
I preached them up. I did. I gave them their credit because I said they were taking away the first and second read from Mateer the whole day. He did not have the guy he wanted to go to, but their running game was dog shit. I mean, it was
You're not wrong.
there was nothing there. You've got to be able to pivot, and that was the coach Norv Turner. He was one of the most balanced coaches that's ever coached and been in the league, whatever level you want to be in. If this isn't working, we're doing this. If that's working, it's just it all pivots on each other. So I would like to see more out of someone that I would think is a Heisman candidate. I was really hoping Arch was going to show out this year, but he obviously got hurt, and that we don't get the big numbers, and it is what it is. And then I was like, well, maybe Nussmeier's going to show out, and then he fizzles on the last game against oh God, I'm sorry. I'm blanking
Well,
on
that
that
was
right now.
another. Seemed like there was something going on in the head there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but we do have from the South Carolina Missouri game. Both teams have a very viable Heisman candidate that they can put forth. They're both SEC teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can get behind that as well. And I don't
Yeah,
think
live
Mateer's
here.
out by any means. First of all, I
Well-
want to be clear on that. I just think that this week my Mateer stock went down. This week my Beck stock went down. Absolutely, 100%.
Yep. And looks like Miami literally just put the final nail needed in the coffin. We are 26-7 at less than 2 minutes in the fourth. So,
Hey, there's a lot of time for Florida to give them some more points.
I don't know, man. That's
Just gotta get rid
unfortunate.
of Billy. Billy, you have to go.
Yeah, there's no energy there, man. I mean, the defense was there the whole game and the offense showed flashes, but I mean, like you said, with that fourth, and you seem to, that was it. And you got Mike Irvin on the sidelines there from Miami. You can't lose in front of the playmaker. I mean,
So I want to say I'm going to alter my Heisman choice at this point in time. I would prefer it to come from the SEC, obviously, but I think I'm going to have to give my nod to a certain Fernando Mendoza from the Indiana Hoosiers. I mean, right now his completion percentage is 91.3%.
that is disgusting.
Right? I think that, and coincidence, he's actually from Miami. That's his hometown.
Well, how about that?
Think they could have possibly got him instead of old Sid.
Probably paid less too, for God's sake.
Yeah. But I think Indiana 100% is going to the playoffs, and I think that that is certainly a boon for Mendoza for his Heisman run here. Are we going to get one more fight out of this Florida game? I've noticed the players have been trying to get something started the entire time, it seems like.
Well, I mean, that's about the only life they've showed the whole game, right?
Hey, I mean, I guess it's some way to get some pride for yourself by still subverting the Napier rule. I don't know.
You almost feel bad for Napier at this point, man, because
No, I don't.
It's just the punching bag mentality. It's just. But he's not even over there sweating. It'd be one thing if he was over there screaming at the this and the official, and
he knows what's happening. I think he sees the writing on the wall. I think he is not a leader of men. I think he is not the guy who needs to run the ship. Plain and simple. I think he is not the one that everyone puts their faith in.
Right. And to bring back what I was saying earlier, I think he could help a football team, but not as their head coach.
And I might agree with that. I just got such a bad taste in my mouth right now. It's hard for me to really endorse him for anything,
Yeah, I understand that too. But like I said, before he got there, there's a reason Florida went and got him as their coach. It's just that just didn't pan out.
100%.
So I don't know, man. And like looking at him right now, you can just see it's written all over his face. People that know what to look for in social cues and shit like that. This guy's just waiting for the clock to run out. It's just let's get to next week, whatever. I'll go do the press conference. Maybe they won't fire me tonight. Right? Yeah. It's
I want to go to bed. I'm done with this.
Yeah. It's just sad. So and like Rista was touching on earlier, Lagway's not a bad quarterback, man. But the offensive line has not helped him. It has not done him any benefit. Yeah, he's got more pain on him than the running backs do, and that's bad.
Yeah, and he was like that. I mean, 5 minutes into them having the ball, I mean,
yeah,
he was getting beat up early on, and it stayed that way. But he is a physical guy. I mean, he's a big dude. He can put forth a hurt. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you can only get hit so much over and over again, no matter how big a slab of meat you are. You're going to take a pounding and eventually get tenderized,
And the quarterback's not supposed to be hit like that, man. I mean, a lot of these guys are not built for that. Lagway is one of the few. The guy's got some muscle in his body. He seems to be an athletic guy. He can take a hit. But I don't want to get hit 12 or 15 or 20 times in a game by some 320-pound nose guard or some left. Get out of here, dude. These guys are twice my size. Get them off of me. You're supposed to be the fat guy blocking for me. Help me out.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's almost hard to watch the end of this game now because it's literally everybody with a Gator on their helmet has given up. Even the defense now. They're just like, come on, just let's bleed the clock out for Christ's sake. It's over.
Miami's got coming up next after a bye week? Florida State, and then they got another bye week after that to recuperate. So that's going to be Miami's Florida pretty for their playoff run. Don't Don't get me
Florida
wrong.
State, don't sleep on those guys. They put up like 126 points today against their Puff game. So, I mean, they got to be fired up.
Yeah, but Miami gets that whole extra week to heal, that whole extra week to prepare.
Yeah.
It's going to definitely give them that edge.
Well, I mean, Florida State shocked the freaking Bama faithful day one, man. Nobody was expecting them to bounce back like that, and they've had a hell of a season so far.
They really have. That's a good program there. And that's one of the historical programs. They've been a dynasty before, and I can truly get behind. I'm not a big fan of them at all, but I can support the notion of that program. I appreciate the history. I like seeing them succeed in that regard.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. And, by no means am I a Florida State fan, but yeah, they're one of those big names that have been around for a long time. You just don't expect to see them struggle the way they did last year. So to see them bounce back, good for them. I hate them because they beat us week one, but good for them.
Poor DJ Lagway right now, man.
Yeah, it's just the life in his eyes.
Oh, look, another fight breaking out. Fight breaking out.
It's a shame they couldn't put that energy into playing football. It's a shame. 141 yards of offense for Florida, 347 yards of offense for Miami.
Yeah, the majority of the offensive yardage coming from one drive, which I believe, don't quote me, I believe it was 87 yards. So almost all of their offense came from one single drive, the one spark we saw.
Yeah, and they honestly, I'm going to blame the coach for putting that spark out. He went right over that candle.
You got to have faith in your boy, especially if they've consistently. If you've already went for fourth, you've been consistent with that. Your players have some momentum going on. Keep that going, and
you finally got a little bit of fire out of these guys, and you're going to go, no, we'll just play by the schematics. No, dude, let the boys play. Go get it.
But I mean, look at the shift to the interview with Carson Beck. I mean, he'll flash a smile every now and then, but he looks like a ghost. He looks sad. I'm telling you, that's not the Heisman right there.
No.
I think let's see Mendoza still. I think that's going to be my boy now. As much as I'd like an SEC, I mean, Sellers, very solid dude still.
You keep sleeping on my boy from Vandy. Let him have a big show-out game. He's going to be right there in the talks, especially with Lagway. As far as I'm concerned, Lagway's out of the talk. There's no more talk there. There's no Heisman. There's no chance he can get to that kind of level right now. So let's just – I'm sorry. It's not happening.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. I hate it for him. But it is what it is. But that's one reason why I don't necessarily think your boy from Vandy has a shot there. I think that you've got to have the momentum already, and you've got to have enough media behind you at this point, and I just don't see it. Whereas,
that's the shitty part, isn't it, right? Yeah.
I think Indiana has that momentum already started. I think they're getting more and more eyeballs on them. They're getting more and more airtime, and I think that is a viable candidate. Now, if Vandy absolutely comes and shows out and consistently is putting, then it's hard to ignore. But in the history of college football, there is a not without precedent of absolutely ignoring greatness and burying your head in the sand.
We've had those talks for sure. But like you said, if Vandy goes out and he just starts putting up 400 or 500 yard games, 4 or 5 touchdown games, no picks, just tight, starts putting up numbers, you can't ignore that, because podcasts like ours will start talking about it. And
sorry, I didn't mean the DJ Lagway appeared to be crying on one of the Miami coaches' shoulders that was coming to console him.
Wow, poor kid.
Yeah, that's rough.
Well, I think we need to button it up here, man. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm good with wrapping this up. I'll catch the ends of the other games, but this has been a good college football day, I will say.
Yeah, I'm proud of how the Dude Bros pivoted here. That was a good day. And what a weird day in football, man. I mean, the things we thought we were going to see just didn't quite happen. But I will say, I believe that I took Oklahoma by at least 7 in our picks. So I'll wear that.
And I think I definitely had the cover on Miami with the 7-point spread there. I think that was
pretty solid.
Yeah. I will say we got to get some decor for your backdrop there right now. You look like you're in a Taliban cave.
Hey, this is Brian's corner, okay? I am in the corner.
Oh, well, on that note, you take her easy.
Hey, it's been a pleasure.
Indeed. Thanks for watching, folks.
Thanks for watching, guys.